Hi everyone, welcome to MajicMixx Fluid Art Thursday. I'm Christy Hickey and we're going to be doing a little bit something different. Hi Sherry, thanks for joining. I had a real difficult time making up my mind as to what to do today. There were so many different things floating around in my mind, I couldn't make it up. So, yeah, I thought, well, let's try something bright. You know, we're fixing to get into the fall season, and then comes winter, and it'll be probably dreary and cold for a lot of us. I'd like to talk about a couple of things. I have a jewelry class coming up next Wednesday. Hi Morgan, thanks for coming in. Good to see you. Morgan was our August winner of the drawing, and I got that off to you yesterday, so you should be receiving it either Friday or Saturday. For all the people that have recently joined MajicMixx, I do a drawing once a month, and all you have to do usually is just put in a word like August or September. Usually it's the month that we're doing the drawing in, and it's just a small token of my appreciation for everybody to hang in there with me while this is growing, and suggestions. So the jewelry class will be held at the Surf Restaurant next Wednesday at 6 o'clock. I'd like for you to give me a heads up and let me know if you were going to be there. That way I make sure I have enough product. It's not necessary, but it would be really nice. The charge is $35, and if you are a member of MajicMixx, let me know, and you will receive a discount for that night. So another little thing I wanted to show my gratitude and appreciation for everybody that has gone to my website and looked at it. I saw the stats yesterday and there were over 200 views, and I was yay! So I really appreciate that, and I got the YouTube button fixed. I'm hoping so. I've heard of one person that's had a little difficulty in reaching YouTube through my website. Hopefully that situation is resolved. But I do have a couple of videos there. There will be more. I learned how to download the ones from Facebook onto YouTube. It's several different steps you have to go through, but it's worth it. And sooner or later I will have that on there. And if you would go to YouTube MajicMixx and hit that subscribe button, I'd greatly appreciate that. YouTube requires you to have at least 1,000 subscribers, so before they will rank your channel. So I have a little ways to go, but I'm positive. I know we can do this, and we will get there soon. So what I have today has some bright colors. Orange, this is an artist loft, and there's silicone and Floetrol added to this. Bright yellow, white, yes, and now I'm going to mix up some red. So I'm going to turn the camera down so you can see the workspace. And for our newcomers, and just a refresher course, I'm going to go through this with you real quick. This is a folk art craft paint. These little bottles hold 2 ounces, and in here is approximately 2 ounces of Floetrol. Floetrol is a paint additive. It will extend your drying time and also level the paint to where you won't have any brush strokes. This is a latex base Make sure you get latex. They have both. They have oil and latex. You want latex. It comes available in a quart and a gallon. And of course, your better buy is going to be with the gallon. So I have about 2 ounces in here. With your craft paints, you want to do a 50-50 mix. This little cup holds about 5 ounces. And I'm going to dump all of this in here, mix it real good. The yellow and orange paint has silicone in it. And for this little craft or art piece that we're doing today, I want to kind of hold back on the cells. We will get some cells with the Floetrol, but I don't want an abundance of cells. So I'm not going to add any silicone to this red or the white. And we'll still have some cells, but it won't be overflowing. Let's see. And the silicone, I just picked this up at the big box store. Hi, Pamela. Thanks for joining us. This is CRC heavy duty silicone. I picked it up in the automotive department. Wasn't but a couple of dollars. And normally with mixing the paint up in these little cups, you only need 1 to 2 squirts, 2 short squirts of this. And that's it. I mean, that stuff goes a long way. I've almost had this a year and I don't think it's half empty. So what I'm doing here, I'm not going to add any silicone to this because I don't want an abundance of cells. The Floetrol will give us some cells, but I want to kind of cut back on that. Let's see. Now to test, take your tool, raise it up. See how that kind of stops in the middle there? That means it doesn't have enough Floetrol in it. So I'm going to add some more. We want a nice steady stream coming off. Now this is just a little honey bottle. What I do is, for ease in using the Floetrol, is I'll put some of it in a smaller container like the honey bottle. This has a really good seal on the top of it. You'll find that the Floetrol, after a period of time, especially when you've used half of it, it gets these little clumps, and you don't want that in your paint. So I have to strain it. I have a tea strainer, and I strain it into this little jar here. Okay, here we go. You see how that's continuously coming off? That's what we want. I see a little blip. Okay, so that's maybe a little bit more. Hope everybody's doing well today. We've had our afternoon thunderstorm this morning. Everybody in Mobile or along the Gulf Coast in Alabama and Mississippi and parts of Florida, thanks for letting me know y'all were all good yesterday. No mishaps with anybody. That's really nice. Hi, Addie. Yeah, this is much better. There we go. Nice steady stream. Okay, I'm going to set this out of the way. And we have a very large canvas. I'm going to have to catch Michael's and Joanne's on another canvas sale. Joanne's just had one for 70% off. And of course, when I got there, they didn't hardly have anything left. All of their smaller canvases were gone. So, but it was a really good deal. Just get there early. Okay, we're going to set this aside. This is our canvas. I already have the push pins in the back, one on each corner. Sounds good. Sounds like a drum. Hey, Addie. And the front. It's nice and smooth. Yep. It's level. I'm going to make sure it gets level. And for the background, we're going to do a sunburst today. And for the background, I chose this really pretty true navy blue. It's an apple barrel color. And it dries to a beautiful, beautiful dark blue. It's not a black blue. You can see that it's blue. So we're going to put this down. This is going to go all over the canvas. And this is a 16-inch by 20-inch canvas. So it's going to require some paint. Usually a 12 by 12 canvas will use 5 ounces of paint to cover it. So I've probably got enough in here. I just love this color. It dries to such a pretty color. I might have gotten too much on here. Seems to be spreading out fairly easy. You want good coverage. I've seen a sunburst done with a black background that was really pretty. The colors just really stood out a lot. And if this works out well, what I have in my mind is doing kind of like a star scene in the back of the sun. And for that, I thought blue would be prettier than the black. I don't know, we'll see. Both colors would be really nice. I do have a lot of the paint on here. That's a first. So what I'm doing, I have too much paint on here. So I'm scraping it up and I'm going to put it in a cup, and then later I will pour it back in the bottle. So this is a good lesson here, right? Okay. Let's try that. Remember, it's only paint. These little spatula tools, you can pick those up in the hardware store. And you get 3 of them. They're just a couple of dollars. They come in handy. I've used, I used to decorate cakes a lot, and Wilton, any of those cake decorating tools are really nice too. They're long, and they have a kind of an angle on the handle, which is really nice. You can smooth the paint around, a lot of it, in one swoop. Okay, we've just about got this covered. An even coat, and it does have some paint on it today. And some artists, they'll take like a metal grill, like a shelving off out of a refrigerator, you know, it has that grill look to it. And they'll build up a little area where they can put their canvas on the grill and the paint will just fall through, which is a really neat idea. But I've yet to come across one of those. So I'm using aluminum foil, which works really well. And sometimes the paint that spills over makes really nice paint skins. Okay, we're through with that. Now I have 2 straws, and some time ago I showed y'all a technique that we blew the paint around and it made like a real pretty tropical hibiscus flower. Well, we're going to use this today to make our sunburst with. And hopefully I can have enough air that I can blow it through the whole canvas. That's what I would like to do. Let's have one great big huge sunburst. So let's start with, let's start with the red. I'm going to pour a puddle in the middle. And we'll go with the orange. This does use quite a bit of paint. But if you think about it, you're using 2 ounces of craft paint, then you're mixing 2 ounces of Floetrol. So you're actually making 4 ounces of paint. So it'll go a long ways. So I have the red, the orange, and the yellow. And I'm going to put a dab of white. All right, let's see how that goes. Here goes the blowing. What I'm going to do is when I blow, I'm going to try to blow it straight out. Where the flower, when I was blowing, I wiggled the straw back and forth so it formed a petal. I'm not going to do this time. I'm going to go straight out from the middle all the way around. Let's see how that works. So this is going to need a lot more paint. Let's see here. I might need to put a little bit more Floetrol in this red. Seems to be pretty thick. See the orange? Let's see what that does. Can y'all see that? Looks like it's getting a little lopsided. I'm not too concerned about this. Hopefully that'll end up looking like, you know, how the sun shoots out those flames. Hopefully that's what that'll end up looking like. Okay, I think I'm going to add some more paint. I'm going to add some more Floetrol to this red first. This is too thick still. It's making some pretty designs though. You see that? Gives me a little idea right there. Okay. I'm going to try to expand this a little bit more by going on the outside in a circle. There. Now the orange. The yellow. And the white. Let's see what that does. Not bad. What do y'all think? I'm thinking, let's see. This is going to have a lot of paint on it. Yep. It's all right. It's growing. Oops. So, let's see here. I'd like for these to be a little bit more of an angle. I'm just wondering. So what I'm doing is I'm taking this little palette knife and dipping it into the paint, not all the way to the canvas, but enough to bring the paint out. And I'm wiping the tool each time because I don't want the paint, the colors, to build up on the tool, because it'll end up making your colors look muddy. See? It already looks muddy. So it's important to wipe your tool off each time. It's kind of stretching the design a little bit. Thinking maybe a little bit more. It might need to be a little bit wider. Yeah, there we go. It looks more like flames. Well, thank you, Addie. You see how that's doing? So instead of taking the edge, I'm actually using this part and lightly touching it and dragging it out. Yeah, that looks a lot better. I was able to, I'm real excited about this. The Surf Restaurant here in Fernandina has so graciously allowed me to put in some of my artwork there. So if you get a chance, go by there, take a look at it. And they have wonderful smoothies, ice cream, organic poke bowls. And I've never had a poke bowl before until about a couple months ago when they opened up. And oh my gosh, it is so good. Their food is organic. Got a little bit too deep there. And I had one with tuna. It was amazing. It was amazing. It was really very good. And I wouldn't say this if I didn't think so. Some things out of the way here. Okay, I think our sun is a little bit lopsided. We'll turn this around. Actually, this could be hung any way. There's not a top or bottom. Could possibly make this the top. There's my little tool here. I love how the colors are mingling together. There's not a whole lot of cells, which is good. We wanted some, and it's working out that way. because it is a sun that's going to have those little flare-ups. And you don't want to make all of your little tendrils, that's what I'm calling these little things here, the same size. You do them a little uneven, some thick, some thin. Okay. I don't know about y'all, but I'm kind of pleased with this. I'm not liking the way that is, so I'm going to cover it up. And the one thing, the beauty of adding Floetrol to your paint, if you do this and you see it's a little bumpy, don't worry about it. It will level itself out as it dries. If you want to become a member of MajicMixx, that would be awesome. Go to Facebook, it's a closed group, and request to be a member. I'll buzz you through. And it's easy as that. We have monthly drawings. Oh, in fact, probably Saturday, this Saturday, I'm going to list a clearance on the jewelry. So y'all, I'm giving you a heads up now. There's going to be a clearance on some of the jewelry so I can make room for new fall things coming in. But I really appreciate y'all hanging out with me. I'm going to tilt this up just a little bit so you can get a pretty good picture of it. I don't want the paint to start moving a lot, so I'll probably end up doing some splatters of white around here to give it the illumination of stars, and work on the tendrils a little bit more, maybe bring them out a little bit further. But that's it for today. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. Hugs to everybody. Take care. Thank you, Sherry. Thank you all.